What's going on?
Ooh, well, what's going on is a little fermentation.
Yeah.
It's about maybe 24 hours after we put the beer into the tank and added the yeast and shook it up.
Yeah.
And now, look closely at the airlock.
Wow.
We can see some little bubbles. Yay, tiny bubbles. And this means the yeast is hard at work chewing up all the little sugars in there from the malts, converting them to alcohol, which stays in the beer, and CO2, which is escaping out this airlock. So we're very happy to see that, because it means the yeast is viable.
Yeah.
And this will keep going for however long, maybe, probably as little as 2 days, maybe up to 5 or 7 days. My last one went for 9 days, and it ended up eating up all of the sugars and making my beer, well, a little on the dry side, let's say. So we'll hope that this one comes out better. Alright, stay tuned for racking to secondary next. Okay, welcome to racking to the secondary. It's been a week since we brewed the, what are we brewing? Brown Ale. And now it's time to put it, to rack it, transfer it from the primary fermenter to the secondary fermenter, which is now, has now got 40 grams of Simcoe hop pellets sitting in the bottom. Now last time I made a, I used whole hops, and I steeped it for 20 minutes in, I think, 72-degree water. Made a little tea out of it, and that stuff floated up here and just absorbed so much beer, and it was really nice. It made a really nice aroma. But now I want to see what happens if I just chuck the dry pellets in without steeping or anything like that, and we'll see what happens. So here's all our stuff. We're sanitizing our racking cane. Oh, it's got a curve to it. I don't know why they did that, but and got a hose, racking hose, and a length of tubing, so that we can get all the way down in the bottom of that. So, see you in a bit. And look at that beer. After 5 days, I said? No, 7 days, a week. Here's what it looks like.
Oh, wish you could smell it.
Yeah, it smells so good, doesn't it? It didn't ferment that strongly. It only bubbled for about 2 days. And then I kind of couldn't wait. I had to have a look at it. I took the lid off, and I guess that let all the CO2 out and let oxygen in. Probably was a bad thing, but it didn't bubble after that. But I think it's still probably got some activity going on. We'll find out. We've got pretty good siphon going here. My hose isn't quite long enough. I had to improvise again. We got good flow. This secondary, after being in the secondary, it'll clear up considerably. We're hoping. We are filling up slowly but surely. Looks like the hop pellets are starting to disintegrate. It's a good thing. Oh, that smells good. Good. We now have finished siphoning, and here's the primary, here's the secondary. Looks like if we make the primary and put it over here, I'm going to say we really didn't lose much beer, which is good. 20 liters is about here, and the beer is about here, so maybe a liter, half a liter. get an eyeful of that. Unfortunately, all that good stuff is going to go down the toilet. So that's all the dead yeast, or dormant yeast, I suppose, and hop matter that's gently decaying. And boy, does it smell good. This is going to be a good beer, I can tell. So it still has a lot of crud in it, which got sucked up by the hose. Here you can see the hops disintegrating on the top of the beer. I don't know what will happen to those, but hopefully they will kind of dissolve and fall down to the bottom at some point in the next 10 days, and then I will bottle. So, stay tuned. Alright, time for a gravity reading. Let's turn the spigot. Does that look good or what? It's already looking so good. Not as much green crap floating around in there. That's a good sign. Alright, so this guy's ready to go back and sit for a while. Welcome back. So before we take a hydrometer reading and taste our beer, we thought we'd take this opportunity to introduce you to a couple of beers from a local brewery here in Japan. This brewery is called Brewing, and it's located in Numazu in Japan, and they are making a very good beer. The owner is a guy from Ohio, but he loves Japan and he plans to stay here forever, and he's introducing he has introduced kind of American style ales mostly to Japan, and it's a small but growing market. Anyways, this one here is called Angry Boy Brown Ale, and it shows a warrior here. I don't know if you can make that out, kind of woodcut style. Warrior shooting an arrow. He's the angry boy. Of course, on the exterior he's cool as a cucumber, but deep down he's got a fire going down below. So the beer is supposed to reflect that. The other one we got here is Teikoku IPA. Teikoku means imperial. Basically, it's a play on imperial IPA, or double IPA, if you will. So this is one of their double IPAs. I can't tell what this picture is. I think it looks like a sword and a captain's hat. Both of these are fairly militant looking, actually, but anyway, all that matters is what they taste like. Yeah. Well, what color is that?
Brown.
Brown. We won't go into that whole brown thing again. See the brewing videos if you want. If you want to see our brown bit.